co-host,
Natalie.
and also,
And Trinity.
and we're here to talk about acknowledging your worth. Now,
Let's get to it.
let's get to it. First of all, I wanted just to go over why I started this and what's my purpose and what I want the outcome to be. So, I just want girls to have a safe place where they can come and they can just talk about things and just be vulnerable. And the outcome is that they just, feel more confident. And what you want? What do you want your outcome to be about all of this?
I want women to know, know your self-worth. Know you are empowered. Know that you have to be the woman that you needed as a girl. Just acknowledging who you are. And don't let nobody take that from you.
What about you, Ms. Trinity?
Well, I believe I would like the younger girls to know the difference between what you're receiving versus what you deserve. A lot of times what we're receiving, we're accepting because we rather accept something rather than nothing.
Right.
So when you get older and you're in, you have kids that you're watching growing up, and you're seeing that they're accepting things that that your kids are better than to be accepting, then it affects you as a parent. So I would like for young girls to know that if they put out a certain amount of time, caring, love, respect, honesty, loyalty, they need to receive that back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Like I said, when I say acknowledging your worth, it doesn't even matter what situation you're in or who it could be a boyfriend, it could be a friend, it could be within yourself. And I just want people to avoid that spiral cycle of accepting things, because you could be in a toxic situation and learn your worth. You know what I'm saying? You could start learning your worth where I know I'm more than this. But then you're tolerating that situation, and then it just keeps going down, and then you're questioning your worth. And that's something I struggled with, you know what I'm saying? So just when I say acknowledge, I mean telling yourself hey, I'm worthy, I'm worth this, I'm worth respect, I'm worth that type of love. There's no, the expectation is not even high. Your standard is your standards are too high. There is nothing. You are who you are, and you want what you want.
Right. That
So
doesn't exist.
Right.
You don't
Right.
let friends, family tell you that what you're expecting you just cannot get.
Right.
That's not a logical thing to say, because if I expect it, it's because I give it.
Right.
And if I expect it, it's because I deserve it. Because I know what I'm putting out. I'm not going to never ask for anything that I don't give.
Right. But we are human, and we forget that sometimes. And I feel that we try to pull acceptance from people. My biggest thing, I want to be included in this group because they're on right now, and I want to be involved with them, or I want to be seen with them. So I start to alter myself, and then I lose my worth. Or that standard I'm putting it aside, and we do that sometimes. We put our own standards aside to be accepted by somebody else, and that's a problem. And that's a problem right here in Lafayette. We do it all the time. We get on social media, we see what this person has, we see how this person's living, and
then we want it.
And
we think that's what we should be doing.
Right.
Because somebody else is doing.
Right.
And we're blind to the fact of that, and we don't realize it's not even just the people we hang around, it's also the music we listen to.
Right.
We begin to start to act like that, or we begin to start to use those things to hide what's going on inside instead of conquering what you're going through. Right. Don't be ashamed of everything that you're going through. Let your pain create who you are.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Your value is, you don't, your value isn't dependent on what you're chasing. It's not dependent on, you chasing a group, or you chasing a friend, or you chasing to be accepted. That doesn't add value to you. What adds value to you is having dignity and following the morals that you set for yourself, not what your family sets, what other people around you said, because you're your own individual person.
Right.
What you believe, the things that you should follow, that should add value to you, not what somebody else says.
And I also think that self-worth starts at a young age, learning your worth. And I feel that parenting plays a role in that. And sometimes parents, they lower self-esteem sometimes by putting
Absolutely.
expectations on their kids. And me as a mother now, I try to, set my mind to, okay, I'm a mom now. I know what I've been through. So what can I do to fix, to avoid her avoiding living that same cycle.
Right. Let's discuss that
Right.
as far as parenting goes and how our kids come up in this cycle. So, the way I was raised, I wasn't raised in a conventional family way. So, I could have easily got away with an excuse of, well, I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised with a mom. I wasn't raised to know these things that a woman should be doing. I wasn't raised to raise my kids like that because I didn't have a mom there. But that's just an excuse. What I did learn was that I expected my mom to give me something that she didn't have. Her mom never gave her. Her mom didn't show her love, caring, how to respect yourself, how to stay home and take care of your kids because her mom left her and her siblings. So it was just an ongoing cycle, a repeated cycle of somebody else gonna take care of your kids. You know, you can have your kids and go out and then live your life because that's what her mom did.
Right.
And I believe that as children, sometimes like I expected more out of her than she could give because nobody poured into her. But I didn't realize that until I was older.
Right.
And I do believe that y'all younger people, it would be beneficial to think of and research the way your parents were raised, the way that they came up, what they showed them, because then it would, and better communication, because then it would probably stop the animosity and the blaming and the, well, why you didn't show me that, why you left,
For me, it's a little different. For me, I had so many different mother figures. For me, losing my mom, and I was lost at that young age. And there's a bunch of kids who have their parents there and they're still lost.
Right.
So when I say that, I mean like me trying to figure it out. Like having all these mother figures, all kind of different opinions of what type of woman I should be.
Right.
And this person might think this highly of me, and oh, she's already, building my confidence, and then this one's like, oh, she's this, she's sassy, she's gonna be this, and lowering me. So I was confused. You understand what I'm saying? Like for me, I was confused. I'm just figuring it out, honestly. And me and Natalie talk all the time about it. Like I have to call her sometimes, like, man, like why? I used to think of it as my mom wasn't strong enough to be here and help mold me. But now I look at it like, man, no, she already fulfilled her purpose. You know what I'm saying? And that's more of the reason I'm doing what I'm doing now, because she was this person. She was all for empowering women, all for helping others, and just being kind and having integrity. That goes back to my mission statement, to live with integrity and make a difference in the world. And she did that. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm at this age where all that time I spent like dwelling on, why wasn't she here? Or what was so bad that you couldn't fight it off for me? You know what I'm saying? But I don't, like you said, I don't know
what she dealt with. Yeah.
Right. But
and back then, parents kept the way they came up to themselves. That wasn't something that they were transparent about. That wasn't something they wanted to talk to their kids about to stop us from making those same mistakes. It was embarrassing. A lot of things happen in like y'all say, the old days. A lot of things happen in the old days that the grandfathers and grandmothers felt like you should never tell your kids. That's not something those children need to know. Now I feel like you're supposed to give your kids those experiences that you have. Don't let the bad parts of you and the things that happen to you, the negative things, even the positive things, don't let those things go in vain. Don't go through them without having to tell your story to your kids, because they deserve that.
Right, they didn't elaborate. They would be like, no, don't do it. Tell them don't do it.
But wouldn't tell you why.
Wouldn't tell you why. And I want to say with my son, what you think about
me growing up, I was raised in the church. So it was just like, I knew what I had to do, what was expected of me, But it was just, I had a mother, but I didn't take advantage of it. I was so busy trying to hide and not talk or be ashamed of how I felt or be ashamed of who I was or who I was trying to be or learn on my own. I was just so, oh, I know I gotta go to church. I know I gotta go to school. I know I gotta go to work.
You were
Oh,
doing
this
what
is-
was required.
I wasn't doing, or like when I moved out here, I started actually trying to figure out who I was. I didn't know who I was for a long time. And then everything started to happen. I went through this, I went through that, and then I just hid that. I was never a person to talk. So it's just, like, I try to be so strong. I try to put up this wall to let people see, oh, this is me. Like, you're not going to see me weak.
Yeah.
You're not going to see me struggle. I'm going to show you I can beat this. I can get through this. It was always that because I never had that person to talk to. But I did have it. I just didn't use it.
Right. She made herself available, but because she was your mom, and you feel comfortable with being transparent.
And also, it was more, I didn't want her to preach to me. I wanted her to be my mother.
Right.
So that was a hard thing with me because it was, we had, like, it took me moving out here before we could actually get close and talk more, and me going through things that I never told her about during high school, during school. Me just hiding that to myself and me being able to talk to her now it's a relief. But it's just, I want to be that to women. Like, that's what I came out here for, to go in psychology. Like, that's what I want to make a career in.
Okay.
So it's just being there for women. Women, we like to fight other women instead of love women. We like to downgrade women instead of encourage them to be better. And that's a lot of problems that happen out here. And that's what we need to change.
You know, I also feel like, you know, as parents, as a mom, sometimes our daughters feel like we always have the answers.
We do.
We don't. We don't. I'll be 41 years old and I'm still learning. You know, I'm still learning. Like, the new things continuously happens throughout your life. It's not like you get to a certain age and you're like, okay, I know it all. You can come to me and ask me because I done been through it all, and that's not true. Some things as parents, we're still learning. We just act like we know. We act like yeah, come to me. We gonna figure it out. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what to do. No, we really be freestyling. And y'all think that, oh yeah, my mama know because she told me this, and we like, man, I pray that it worked because we don't know. And I think that's like a heavy burden on us, but that's what we got into being a parent.
And back to when you say you didn't take advantage of being able to be in there. For me, I had those resources. I could have gone to my grandmother, gone to my aunt to spill things. Instead, I built up anger, and I was so angry, and it affected every relationship I ever been in, even with friends. Like building up all that anger, mad at the world, and they didn't have to do me anything. I'm just mad because of this reason. I used to go into situations looking for the worst, always. Like, I just know you're about to hurt me, or I know you're just going to be
Were you
disloyal.
around negative people? Or were you around positive people?
They were positive, but so much happened at one time when my mom deceased that we just were all over the place. We all was lost. We all trying to figure it out. We all trying to pick up the pieces. So everybody trying to figure stuff out. You know what I'm saying? And it just built up anger for me. Like, my brother's complete opposite. He's like, I'm good. My mindset's good. I had to learn to change my mindset. I had to start learning to change my perspective of things, because if I didn't, y'all, I would be this bitter person, just ramming people, punching this person in the face, angry. And I've done that. People, outsiders know that I was just so angry. Didn't know what I was mad of. Just, even with my own boyfriend, just making an issue. Making an issue with him, making an issue with family members, fussing with them because I have a problem within myself.
Right.
So I had to evaluate that. That's why I'm telling people to acknowledge their worth, because it gives you a peace of mind. And it gives you a chance to be like, okay, get this childish mindset out. All right? Not everybody's out to get you. And not everybody's here to help you. But that's for you to be strong and just know who to surround yourself with, for one, because you don't need everybody.
Right.
You don't need everybody. I had to get that out of my head. Not everybody's your friend, and it's okay. You can be respectful with somebody and not be their friend. Hey, how you doing? Keep it moving. I don't have to mingle with you. I don't have to spill my business out for you to... I was too open at one point. And people took advantage of that because they knew my little weak points. You know what I'm saying?
Made
They
you
knew how to
vulnerable.
strip. I did. And I tell people to be vulnerable, but protect your heart. You can be vulnerable and open and still protect your heart. And when I say that, protect your ears from the world's noise. Y'all. Because it's influencing.
Very.
And you can have your mindset on this, and you're listening to everything around you, and you forget what your goal is. Me and her talk all the time. Set you some goals. I mean weekly goals. I tell her all the time I have to do that. Because if not, my mind's everywhere.
You get lost. in
I
what
don't know if
you're
it's ADHD or what. But with my mind, my mind is everywhere. I want to do everything at one time. I come up with something, what I do? Oh, we got to go to the store. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Next
The
thing you know,
noise. Take time for yourself to acknowledge that word. Learn your word. And that way, once you're whole within yourself, you can help others. That's the point of living. That's your purpose in life. One, to lead all souls to heaven. But to do that, you have to be whole with yourself. You have to know yourself in order to help people. People call us for advice how many times a day?
A lot.
Like, how can I do that? How can I give you advice and I'm sitting here crumbling up? I have to know myself. You know?
Right. First, in order to know your word, you have to strive to love. Love is in the middle of all of that. You have to strive to open your heart to positive things. Some people are so toxic. They so negative. They've been surrounded by turmoil and mischief and things that cause them to look at themselves like they're less than. Once you set that goal to strive to open your heart and love more and give others love, it's easier to love.
How do you go about changing that though? Like, what's your go-to to just, like, say I'm just so toxic and I've been around ugly people and just I'm being ugly. What do you do to just, all right, Tam?
You can't let what somebody else is doing influence you. You have to be the peculiar one. You have to show what you stand for.
That's too
You
much
have to
power. That's too much power you're giving to somebody to change that.
So what you do? Talk to yourself? What you do?
Pray.
Oh,
keep- Prayer changes everything.
I'm just asking.
Me, myself, I get in the mirror.
Okay.
Talk to
I
yourself.
get in the mirror.
Yourself.
I get in the mirror. Who's the fairest? Who is the fairest? You have to ask that to yourself. It's always you. It's always you. You have to find all the ways of being loving to yourself and others. Once you can love yourself, once you can say, look, I accept these flaws. I accept my size. I accept the way my knees knock. I accept the way I snore at night. I accept the way I snore at night. I accept all of that. And I love myself for it. I'm not shameful of it. I'm not, it doesn't affect me in a way where I have to hide myself or be something that I'm not. Because I accept me. I accept all of me, so now I can accept you for the person that you are. I can accept how you get angry. I can accept how you say up things sometimes.
Yes.
And I could say, Tam, you know what? I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you because of the person that I am. I love me, so I love you.
And that's true too. That's thank you for that. But for me, and I'm talking to the people who didn't give themselves to God, are not spiritual. Because right is right and wrong is wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
Just,
It's no
it's
middle
that
ground.
simple. It's that simple. And I knew that right is right and wrong is wrong. But still, I still didn't get to. I didn't allow myself to love myself until I gave myself to God. Like I'm not in my car. Like, God, I give up. Nothing I'm doing is working. Nothing is working. I'm giving it all to you. Guide me. Show me what you don't want me to do. Show me what I've been doing that is wrong. And like you said, the law of reflection, I've been seeing it through a lot of people. And sometimes we say, oh, that's the devil using them. No, but I asked for that. I asked God to show me that. You know what I'm saying? And because I did that, and the backlash comes at me, and I used to get mad, and I would react because that's what they wanted, and that's what God doesn't want me to do anymore. I had to change that. I'm like, okay, Lord, I see you. You heard me. I heard you too. But all right, now you tested me. How I react. And I had to change how I talk to people. Because I yell. I had to change how I talk to people. I had to think first, and I never used to do that, y'all. I used to just spill and swing. And now I'm like, okay, I heard everything you said, now let me talk. I had to do that. And I couldn't do that without God, y'all. I was too weak for that. I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew everything. Like, you know that time when you're like, I can't wait till I turn 18. I thought I was that. I really thought I was that. I thought I knew everything from the T. You talk to me, you trying to give me advice. No, I got it. I know it already. But
What I
didn't.
said, your mouth gets you in trouble.
She definitely does. And that's why you here at this table, because she tells me the truth.
Listen, I used to watch Tam Mouth get her in trouble.
You did.
Yes.
And it was crazy. That's so embarrassing. But y'all, just acknowledge your worth, man. And sometimes we get stuck trying to learn our worth. And to build your self-esteem, I have to say this. Y'all, trust yourself. When I say trust yourself, when you say you're going to do something, do it. Like, I used to be the one I wanted to, you heard me come up with all kind of ideas and stuff to do. Did I do it? No. But we're here today, so thank God.
Yeah, hold
But-
yourself accountable.
But yes, like, I never used to do that. I didn't do that. I would just carry on. Oh, I wanted to go to school, I want to do this. 3 years had passed. Okay, I had to start trusting myself. And then even with short-term things, like, all right, I know I got to go wash my clothes or anything. Like, I had to start doing. Like, I can't just say I'm going to do this and we still sitting there, time still passing, you wasting time. Like, you don't have time to waste, y'all.
No, none.
But to build that self-esteem, once you start trusting yourself, and you can't trust other people before you trust yourself. One.
Right.
But it's a great feeling. Like, I'm on an all-time high. Like, I tell you this all the time. I'm like, man, you know that feeling whenever you're going on a field trip and you're a kid, how it looks outside? That's what I feel in the morning when I get in my car. Like, I be like, I walk inside, hey y'all, good morning, hey, and they're like, it's too early. No ma'am, it's a beautiful day outside. Like, I had to start doing all of those things. And it feels good, and I want to share that with the people. I want to, like, it's not cliche. I'm tired of people saying, oh, that's cliche or that's fake. Man, your life could be whatever you want it to be.
Right.
And you can do whatever you want. If your life, if you want it to be all-time high every day, that's fine. I'm not going back to the slumps. I'm not going back to feeling down. I'm not going back to feeling sorry for myself. Not looking for other people to feel sorry for me. It was me. In this house, just, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm a first-time mom. How am I going to work? How am I going to do this? I'm not going back to that. Make a plan, trust yourself, and do it.
Yeah.
Make a way. Strive to do what you say you're going to do. I don't care what the goal is. If you think the vision is too high, you better start at the level that you're on right now and just get it done, because what you waiting on, who will help you?
And it's not about pride. You know, some people say, oh, she's too proud, or, you know, she thinks too much of herself. It's not about that. Once you figure out your worth and how much you should be receiving from those around you, whether it be friends, family, whomever, it's not about the pride. It's about, like you said, self-esteem, because first you have to accept yourself. You have to accept yourself before I can accept you and the things that you bring to the table in our friendship. So it's accepting yourself, you know, and all everything that comes with it. And then you have self-respect. Self-respect comes with that. Once you know who you are and you accept who you are, and you know, it's okay to pop off sometimes, because sometimes it requires that.
Yeah.
But if you can stand down and receive a better result, then stand down. Everything that doesn't deserve a negative output.
But so what do you do about the people who don't accept you? Do you just, because we always say, I'm just not gonna talk to them no more, but sometimes you have so much history with that person, even if it's a friend, what you do?
You have to surround yourself around positive people, first of all. If that person doesn't bring any positivity into your life, then you need to make the choice to walk away. Because if that's a negative person, that's a part-time person in your life. You shouldn't give a part-time person full-time benefits. They're benefiting from you. They're benefiting from what you bring to the table. They're feeding off of your positive energy. You making them a better person, but what is that person doing for you? If you're calling somebody and you're like, man, this is what's going on, and they're like, man, that's crazy. Man, give me something. Tell me I'm not tripping. Tell me, like, man, don't worry about it. Get up, go to work, have a good day. Like, don't let that ruin your day. If you calling your friend and every time it's like, man, I'm just having a rough day, and all she could say is, man, that's crazy. Well, look, let me get back to work.
Do you just leave? Well, I don't know why I should. For me, I have a huge problem, y'all, even with family, keeping that baggage. I'm gonna say it like that. Keeping those people because they're my family.
That's an excuse.
I know, but I've always been that person. Like I could change it. I remember.
It's everything.
I know that, but that's just me.
And
it's
taken
like,
from you.
it does.
And
It does.
Yes, it's
slowly.
taken from you, and then once when you're empty, who's gonna fill you up?
And it happens. It happens, y'all. And I feel like we're talking about my life. It happens. It happens. And that's why, like, man, I've been told I'm bipolar. It happens to where, like, I'm at that low point, but really I just was holding on all your baggage, holding on all your baggage, holding on your
And
baggage.
making it
And I'm
yours.
like, until I explode. And then when I react, oh, Tam's crazy. Oh, she's out of her mind. You need to go to get checked. Like, and I'm just, like, you us talking right now, I'm like, wow.
Listen, self-sacrifice sometimes it needs to happen. It's very noble. It's very upstanding. It as a friend, if I call you my friend, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. I'm gonna give some of myself to you. But it's depleting. It's depleting to you as a person. It's depleting to you and your emotions. They're taking, you're giving, and you're not getting nothing back.
When you say emotions, all I could think about is I used to just react on emotions, make decisions on emotions, nothing logic at all about anything, just emotions. Well, you made me feel this way, and that's the problem with relationships, whether it's friends, whether it's with your boyfriend, your parent, whatever. Like, I didn't even have time to think about what I did to you, or even think about the whole thing. It's just how I felt. Well, I felt this way, so
Right.
But girl, your card, I can't stop looking at this card.
Girl.
Oh man, I don't know what you wrote on it, but temporary excitement. And ooh, girl, that's so good because I've never ever witnessed like the Holy Ghost. Like I used to be like, what I have, but that was my first time, and I thought I knew God. Like I was brought up in the church too, and you see all these people dancing and everything, and I'm like, man, how did God like that? I never, like I know who God is, but I never like had that intimate relationship with Him yet. So I honestly at first I thought it was temporary excitement. Like I'm like, okay, until I received that, and I'm like, man, wow, it is so long. Like I don't care what y'all think about me. I'm in my car. I don't even have tent. I just told him, I'm like, I'm in my car listening to my music, and I'm like, I will praise Him anywhere. Y'all don't think I'm crazy. I don't care if I'm in the bathroom. If I feel like I need to praise Him, I'm praising Him, and that's a great feeling. And it's not temporary. But at first, I thought it was that temporary excitement. When I seen that was good. But
So let's get into that. Like, what are you're going towards when you say that?
right.
Like temporary excitement, most women we like to, or not even women, just everyone. We like to be happy for this moment. Let's say, I don't even want to just say men. It can be drinking, it can be smoking, it can be anything that give us that buzz or that high for that moment. It only lasts for that moment to hide something that we're going through or to get us to escape from that. But if you want real excitement and real pure joy and happiness, that is something that is forever. We need to stop being blind about what's temporary and see what's real, what's in front of us, and look on the inside and see what's going to make us truly happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like she says, God. I mean, God is He loves you unconditionally.
The happiness is there. It's always there.
You have to find
like
it.
it's always inside of us. It's something that we have to dig through layers of things that we've been through in our lives. And sometimes it's just too hard for that person. They're just not strong enough to dig. They're not strong enough to want to be happy. They just rather be
Really? Oh. What? Before,
You was guzzling, girl.
oh, before
You're
Harper,
too pretty for that.
exactly. Because what are you stressing over? And that's what the mindset thing comes in. Because once I changed my mindset, I dwelled on all the wrong things, y'all. I'm sitting in the house, nothing's even wrong, but I'm sitting here dwelling on why my mama did this, why she couldn't be here, why is my dad living way over there? Why are you even dwelling on that? What does that have to do with right here? You taking care of your baby right now? You know, like I did that, and I would just drink. And then I'd be all happy, and then we'll go dance, and then I'll come back, and I'm still dwelling on that same thing I was dwelling on yesterday. So I understand completely. It does. It does hit you harder, and it affects you harder. And I'm looking for longevity, peace. I'm looking for. I want my daughter to look at me and say, man, how I looked at my mom. Like that's probably the most bad thing I say. Like, why wasn't she strong enough? But everything else, like, man, she was a good person. And everybody that knew her knew that. Like, I want my daughter to look at me and like, man, my mom knows who she is. Like, I never said that about my mom, but like, just obviously she knew who she was. She did the same thing, just was caring and loving. I want my daughter to see that in me, so that she can start, for me to mold her to be this successful and self-respectful person. I have to live that.
But on the outside, to you, with your eyes, you felt like she wasn't strong enough.
Yeah.
But to her, you don't know what kind of battle she was fighting,
Right.
which made her accept things and handle things the way that she did.
And that's why I'm more open-minded about how friends talk to me, and sometimes they might be ugly or something. Okay, I don't know what they're going through. They've been elaborating. So I became more open-minded. Even in my relationship, like I'm more open-minded. Like, I don't know what you're going through right now. You know, some people don't want to talk. So like I had to be more open-minded and just okay.
Yeah, you have to understand that some people aren't where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Some people haven't gotten to your point yet.
And that's
you know,
right.
Some people haven't gotten there. Some people still a work in progress. Some people are where you used to be.
Right.
And you can't get upset for them not being there, because
Right.
they have to go through their own process. You have to trust that the universe is going to show you favor. You're going to have to trust that what's to come is going to align and you're going to get it. The same way your friends have to go through it is the same way you went through it.
Right.
You can give them the advice.
And I battled that.
You can give them the advice, but
right.
sometimes people aren't open to that.
Right.
They might be combative and say, "She think her ass more."
And I don't want to keep forcing it. Like,
Right.
that's like people in church, you know, where they like, some people, they're judgmental. It comes off as judgmental, and they're like forcing it and forcing it. That's not their intentions, but it happens, and it makes them rebellious of
Right.
God. Like,
Sometimes
you
it's
know,
just better to be silent and just pray for them.
Yeah,
I learned that too. That was good, God.
yeah, because forcing something to work will just cause other problems.
Yeah.
You just let it come naturally.
Right.
Yes, I'm
Because
learning
if it
that
comes
too.
naturally, it's more real. But if you force something to happen, it's fake.
And you know, once you get to that point where you know your worth, you're not allowing people into your life that's just taking and taking and not giving. Once you acknowledge, I'm worth more than this, and you take those steps to walk away, then you realize, look, I'm too much to be an option. I'm not an option in anybody's life. And if I can't be a permanent fixture and in a part of your life that I would like, then I need to remove myself. Let me narrow down your options. Let me narrow them down and remove myself. So, because I'm not giving you a choice to choose if you should keep me or not.
Okay. Now there are some ladies, just speaking in general, that are in situations where they're stuck in that. Some, like, financially, or they're stuck with that toxic person. They don't have it all together yet, and they're stuck in that.
And you know why? Because that toxic person has made them trust them enough to take their guards down. You don't need to work, just stay home, take care of the kids.
Okay.
You don't need to work, I got this.
So how
okay,
did
but
that
that person is not, I'm not generating an income, so I can't leave, I'm stuck there. well then as a woman, you know it's not serving you any purpose. You need to take those steps into trying to get out. Just because you're stuck there now doesn't mean you have to be stuck there forever. We have a very long life. We have a long life. So you need to take those steps. Get with positive people in your life. Because those toxic people are going to try to make you feel like those positive people really mean you no good.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know that's a toxic person.
Yes.
They'll try to separate you from your family, separate you from those friends that you've been having forever, that always had your back. They're going to try to separate you from those people. And then once they do that, well, they got you. You have to take those steps. You have to be strong enough.
Yes, that's true. Okay, I just want to, in case somebody else is going through
Right.
that situation, put that out there. Oh man. And acknowledging your word is all self-confidence. So you can be confident, showing your body and stuff and all that, and still, what about the people who aren't? They think they're confident body-wise, but within them they're not,
Right.
So have both. Be bad, outside and inside too, That's
Like I'm really, like in these times, I'm really, really excited about people like Lizzo.
right.
Big girls that's out here, that's confident in themselves, that's able to, be transparent with themselves and wear those things that other big girls is like, I could never wear that because
Right.
I'm just too big.
Right.
I love her self-confidence. I love what she brings, what she sings about. I love that. I just wish that more people would take heed to that and be more comfortable with themselves. Because there's so many people that uses size, uses your skin color, uses the texture of your hair as jabs to people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a natural woman. Natalie is natural. And you come, you might say, somebody may say it's a jab to me with your nappy hair. I like my nappy hair.
Okay.
That don't make me mad. I like my nappy hair. I do.
You look good too. Now you need to speak on this. Like this is really good. That was funny. But your hair is pretty nice.
Thank you.
Basically, a lot of people don't like to see us heal, especially toxic people that's for us. Like, say if we doing a lot of praying or we just distancing ourselves, girl, what's wrong with you? Why you doing that? Well, girl, stop. Come on, let's go. We're gonna go drink, get us something, get us do all this and that. But a lot of people, they have never met a woman who can break down several times and put herself back together using nothing but prayer. Or just using something, just noticing your self-worth can just build you back up from people that's trying to break you down.
I'll drink to that, girl.
That healing is terrifying to people, and I think whenever you start to heal, and it intimidates them because they're not strong enough to do that.
Because then they think that once you heal, you're gonna figure them out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're gonna figure them out. See, once your eyes are open
Oh wow.
and you start healing, then you start realizing,
Mm.
what the hell I've been doing here? Why do I have you in my life still?
Mm.
Because now I've built myself up. I know my self-worth.
I never thought about it like that.
I know my self-worth. So now I'm afraid that toxic person is afraid because you're gonna realize that I ain't.
Yeah.
You're gonna realize it.
No, that was good. Okay.
Self-preservation, y'all. Self-preservation. Those toxic people will make you feel like it's very selfish of you. Why you going to get your feet done? Why you taking time for yourself? Why you going get a manicure? What you going to the spa for? What you need your back rub for? What that's for? Self-preservation. Those people will make you feel like it's very selfish for you to take care of yourself, for you to upkeep yourself.
That was good.
I'm serious.
That
But
makes perfect
it's not selfish. It's not selfish. It's essential. It's something that
Yeah.
needs to be done. It needs to be done.
I like this. You did your homework.
Okay, Ned.
I see you. Okay. Speak on that. Girl, that's good.
Okay.
I think I'm dropping a cord.
Women with no boundaries eventually just don't have respect for themselves. It's
I
true.
mean,
I mean, it
nutshell.
speaks for itself.
It does. It does.
Because that means that you'll just go for anything. And whatever somebody brings to the table, you're going for
accept
it.
it.
I don't even have to think about it. Okay, well, let's do that. Let's do it.
Even
Whether
knowing
it's-
if you're not comfortable with it, you'll still do it.
Yeah,
You'll
because of that
do something.
person, because of who that person is to you, because of you being afraid that that person isn't going to love you as much. I don't want he or she to look at me differently because I'm not going for that. So I'm gonna accept it because I don't want to be combative with them.
Yeah.
I just hope that people take from this. Women, first of all, we strong. Black women are powerful, and I hope that you watching this, that after you watch it, you look at yourself, or you sit there and think like, man, it could be so simple. If I just acknowledge my worth, like that's all I want is for people to acknowledge their worth. Start there. We got a bunch of topics that we can talk about. You know what I'm saying? But like, start there. That's the start. And thank y'all for one. Y'all did y'all homework. y'all got me beat by mouth. But
I just want everybody to know you're worthy and you're equal. You have to know that you are worthy and you are equal.
And you can't let nobody tell you different.
Right.
all right, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe. For one, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe before you watch it. I hope you subscribed before you watched it.
Thumbs up.
Okay? All right, y'all. Thank you so much, Natalie. Thank you so much, Trinity. I hope that y'all benefit something from this. We'll have more. You're also open to DM me, email me, text me, any other topics, anything that y'all want to talk about or y'all want to hear our input in. Thank y'all. That was so good. That was good. I needed that. But all right, y'all.